Hi, and welcome to day 4. Today we are coming from Disney World in Orlando, Florida, where we will be learning more about the fun and magic of music. Do you know that after you finish this course, you'll be able to play all sorts of different types of music? Yes, there's specially written sheet music that will allow you to play Disney music, classical music, country western, music from the 60s, 70s, and all the way up to today. The fun and magic of music is just opening up for you. Here is someone I met that loves his music almost as much as I love collecting hats, which my 21 grandkids get a kick out of. You know, it's important to have fun with your music and your practicing. Today's lesson is really going to be easy. We're just going to learn 3 new notes and a couple new rhythms. In looking forward, on day 6 we will learn to use all 5 fingers in the right hand. Whoops, it looks like Minnie Mouse might have a problem with that. Well, after a fantastic day, it's time to head back home. My mind, however, reminisces to nearly 45 years ago when Walt Disney played a big role in my life. The hands of time began to turn back to a cold December night in 1968. My family and friends gathered around an old TV, and we straightened the rabbit ears and sat back to watch our favorite TV show. But this night was special, you see. I was the star of this Disney movie.
Walt Disney presents This week, from Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color, The Owl That Didn't Give a Hoot.
I played the leading role in this delightful adventure of a young man and his owl, which he found in the forest and raised as a pet. I learned to love the magic of the movies and of the Lord's creations. It took a year of filming in beautiful Park City, Utah, in order to capture the splendor of the 4 seasons. One scene that became a challenge was when the owl got sprayed by a skunk, and my father said that there was only one thing that could clean her: tomato juice. What an experience. Well, it's time to get back to the studio and start day 4. I'll see you there. Hi, and welcome to day 4. Welcome back. I'm glad you haven't given up. The first 3 days are probably the hardest of the days because you're learning so much and trying to get your hands together and playing at the same time. So don't be discouraged. Have fun. Know that it's coming and you'll be successful. Today's going to be very, very easy. We're going to learn our final 3 notes. We learned 5 notes: C, D, E, F, G. We then learned A, B, and C, those 3 notes, and now we'll learn the final 3 notes. And these are D, E, and F. So on this page right here, if you can pull it out, you'll see where D, E, and F is. If you find it on your keyboard, they're the top 3 notes. And these 3 notes, if you look at it, it's on the second to the top line, the top space, and then the top line. We don't use these notes very much, so we'll use the other ones down below a lot more. But we need to learn D, E, and F. So there's an exercise in here. I want you to go get the exercise, hold the instructions, go practice the D, E, and F, and then come back and we'll continue. Well, how did it go? Were you able to find D, E, and F on there and do the exercises? There are a little bit more jumps in there, but you can do it. You can work that out. Right now, we're going to learn a few more rhythm patterns that we have. We're going to learn what an 8th note is. But let's review what our other notes were. We had a quarter note. We had a half
note and we had a dotted half note. Maybe to help understand things a little bit better, here's a quarter for a quarter note. If we had a half a dollar, it'd be 2 quarter notes, right? So on this one, we're going to do an eighth of a note, which is, we don't have a coin for it, but it's called an eighth note, and it gets a half of a beat. If you notice on here, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can have 2 eighth notes and you'll have a bar going across it, or you have an eighth note with what we call a little flag on it. So our rhythm means we have 2 of these notes for each beat. And the way we count it is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So in this case, we'll have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. In this case, you can see how the quarter note is twice as long as the eighth note. And sometimes we have one that's called a dotted quarter note. So if a quarter note gets 1 beat, an eighth note gets a half a beat. If we combine those together, then we have a dotted quarter note. So that's like 3 eighth notes, or a quarter and an eighth note. So that's a beat and a half. So in this example down here, we have a dotted quarter note and an eighth note, and that's equal to 2 beats or 4 eighth notes. So let's tap or clap the following rhythm. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So if we did a little bit faster, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. You can come a little tongue-tied in there, and it may be a little bit difficult. So sometimes doing a t sound, t, t, ta, ta. So ta, 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 ta. Sometimes that works. Everybody has a different way of learning that thing. Counting out loud is helpful. Sometimes when I am accompanying people, while people are singing, I'll count rather than saying the thing. So like instead of saying jingle bells, I go 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I'm counting out loud to myself, and I can follow along. So find out what works best for you for these rhythms. Now let's go to the next page. It's just review. So let's review what we've got here. What's this note? C, this one, D, E, F, E, F, D, C, B, D, F, and E. Now on my music themes, I have them, so we have those with the names of the notes in there if you want to, or if you want to start winging yourself away from it, it just has these notes in here. So that way you can start learning the notes without having the names in there. Let's review some of the rhythms. What is this one? A quarter note. It gets how many counts or beats? That's right, it gets 1 count. What is this type of a note with a little flag on it? We learned it today. It's not a quarter note, it's an eighth note. Okay, and it gets half a count. If we put a dot at the end of the quarter note, that means we have 1 beat for the quarter note, and it gets a half of a beat. So it's a dotted quarter note, and it's the same as 3 eighth notes. A dotted quarter note followed by an eighth note is the same as how many eighth notes? 4. So in the hymns, if you can see patterns of it, and if you want to write down what the beats are, 1, 2, and 3, if there's a eighth note in between there, and you can circle it, and by clapping it and by singing it, you'll have the rhythm, and if you're accompanying somebody who's singing it, they already know what the rhythm is, and so you can just kind of follow along on that. That's what makes hymns a little bit easier to learn at first, because you know what the melody should sound like. You know what the rhythm should be. So many times you don't need to count out. You can just play along. And if the rhythm is a little bit too complicated, here's the secret, but don't tell anybody. Just don't play the right hand. Play the right hand where you can, and just play the left hand to give them the chords, and skip over maybe the hard rhythms, and then come back in where you can. That's a good secret that I've done through the years. If it's just too difficult right there, just play the first note of the measure and the first note of the next measure or something like that, and skip all the stuff in between, because the congregation will know it. Now, your challenge today, 2 hymns. We're going to learn Lord Dismiss Us and Silent Night. Now, we learned the chords of Silent Night back on day 1, so that shouldn't be too hard. And Lord Dismiss Us, it's really pretty simple. Because when you look at this one, the first line, the second line, and the third line are all the same. Okay, second line is the same, and the last line is the same. So on this music, I have, if you wanted to count it, it has the note names, or the chord names up above, which you need to color in on here, and then just play it. If you have the color one, it's already done. So we're going to start right here on E. And on some of these, I have fingering if you want to use other fingerings for those that are more advanced. But the other ones, just try your one finger. Do you see how the eighth notes go faster? 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then the third line is 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last line is the same as the top one. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we add the chords, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, for those kids out there, and for moms and dads, here's a secret that I have. Quarter. Remember quarter notes? Well, get your mom or dad or whoever. For parents, get your grandkids to do them. Have them give you 5 quarters and put them right here. Then as you practice in small sections, let's practice the right hand. Take 1 quarter and put it over here. And then do it again. And when you've done it to the line, take the next quarter, put it over here. The idea is that you're going to do it 5 times. So you do 5 times with the right hand, 5 times with the left hand, and then 5 times hands together. And then you're done. So by breaking it in little pieces like that, having these quarters can be an idea. And then what I suggest is at the end of the week, you tell Mom and Dad, I practiced this week. You keep the quarters and have them give you 5 new quarters. So we have Lord Dismiss Us, and then the last one is Silent Night. Now, Lord Dismiss Us is in 4/4, 4 beats to a measure. Silent Night is a little different. It's 3/4, or 3 beats to the measure. And it has the dotted quarter followed by an 8th note. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so forth through that. It'll be a very easy song because you already know the melody. At the very bottom, though, you'll see that there is a line there. This is called a tie. When you see this line going across, it means hold the note for this beat count and this one. So right here, we're going to hold it for 3 and hold it for 3. So it goes 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you don't play the chord or the extra note. You just hold them down until they get through. So Silent Night should be an easy one. It's a good one to end off on. You have a great day, a great practice session. Have fun with it. Sing with it. Have fun. And may the Lord bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.